Welcome back to Resident Evil 4. Last time we showed up to a village and barely survived. In fact, at one point we didn't. Anyway,
Something's happened to the people here.
Leon seemed confused.
There's just so many deaths. There's a guy with a chainsaw who's been blown to bits. I don't know what happened.
I just showed up and everyone's dead. Don't blame me. So one thing I like to do in this is I wasn't... Oops.
Sorry, old Leadfoot.
Yeah. Leon's got a pretty strong kick, as you've told so far. So one thing I do while I'm in the village, now that everyone's left, is this is when I kind of pick the bones, so to speak. So I look through all the areas to gather as many of the items I left behind. Another thing about this game, kicking the door is an option. If you click on a door to open it, generally he'll open it slowly, but if you tap it on it again, he'll full-on kick it. So you can control whether you're trying to be quiet or quick, which I think is a pretty nice thing to add into this game.
And can that be used to knock people over?
And if they're behind the door, yes. Ooh, one of the best items in the game, yellow herbs. Those are heart pieces, basically.
Huh.
You can't eat them raw. You have to combine them with either a green herb or a red and green herb. Combined with a green herb, it's a partial heal with a health boost. If you combine it with all the colored herbs, it is a full heal with a health boost. So I already have a red and a green, so slap onto that. I can choose to use it now if I want to. I like to save full heals to usually when I'm about to die, but since it's early in the game, my health is so low, just gonna use it now.
You turn them into pills?
You just turn them into a big... It's not even pills, it's like a container of powder. So you just like chew on powder?
To oregano.
Yeah, basically. I don't know how he does it, really. Just rubs it in his hair.
Just dry it over my personality.
Pantene Pro V. So nice thing about this game is a lot of times when it comes to fancy, nice things you get in this game, they put a nice little gleam on it to help you find it. So if you notice, we walked by that roof and we saw a little gleam, which means that someone just left a jewel on the roof. Maybe the village wouldn't be as poor if they actually picked up their shit. Another weird one about this area is, let's go to the top of the clock tower. Keep in mind, no one in this game so far has used a gun against me, but there seems to be ammo everywhere. Now, there was a gun in the room, just no one was using it. I took the shotgun from them. Also, here's a old school game thing. Let's get down the ladder. Fall damage? Doesn't exist.
Oh, nice.
Leon's got super legs. Continued theory.
I expected this to be a game where it would find ways to kill you.
There's plenty of ways it already does. I'm glad that's not one of them. We do want to go through that church, but the church requires a key, which we have to find by going this way.
The key is prayer.
This game definitely encourages you to look in every nook and cranny, because there's always hidden items and hidden things to sell. But we have an alert order here from someone.
Recently, there have been information that a United States government agent is here investigating the village. Do not let this American agent get in contact with the prisoner. For those who are not yet informed, the prisoner is being held in an old house beyond the farm. We will transfer the prisoner to a more secure location in the valley when they are ready. The prisoner is to stay there until further notice. Meanwhile, do not let the American agent near the prisoner.
They'll explode.
We do not know how the American government found out about our village, but we are investigating. However, I feel that this intrusion at this particular time is not just coincidence. Oh shit, I'm trying to read this. Stop skipping me so fast. My fellow friends, stay alert. Chief Vitores Mendez. I timed that out well.
You did expect me to talk shit during it.
You're like, he's having it too easy. I gotta stop him. Man, the doors look really rough in the remake. Very low textured. So they do have dumpsters in the village, so they are clean people, usually. So you'll notice in this area, there's some blue medallions hanging around in this farming area. If I could just fucking aim properly with these shaky fucking hands. Shit. And that's how I get the tension. I caused one of the chickens to lay an egg.
They do it in fear.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Blocking didn't work. I love this tactic because ammo conservation does become a thing in this game. There are more farmers around here. And a lot of times this game does give you a hint with music on whether you're noticed by the bad guy. Ooh, there's a lot of eggs around here. Ooh, a gold egg.
Hey.
That's pretty rare. Another gold egg?
Very rare.
Okay, this is the Moonberry situation.
Right.
I've played playthroughs of this where I never got a gold egg. Now the gold egg is a full heal, but that thing is also worth 3,000 pesetas by itself, so I just fucking sell it.
You've got a few plants already.
Yeah, and the plants don't sell for as much, and they heal just as much, so fuck it. So we got 2 people who noticed us. So these guys are tough. If you notice, sometimes you shoot these guys in the face like 5 times and they won't die.
No.
Oh god, this guy's tactic is...
No.
Oh god. That guy, man, the guy blew my mind with that tactic.
Just walking away.
Walking and glaring at me. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Wait, didn't I already kill you? Well, now you are. And there's other eggs. Maybe if I pick up an egg that has a healing property. I just don't want to use the gold ones to heal. What the fuck? I don't know what happened. It's since I was playing the LP and was just like, let's give him more gold eggs. So these are the blue medallions.
15 blue medallions, 7 on the farm, 8 in the cemetery. But those who are about to destroy 10 or more will be rewarded. The rest is unintelligible.
Says Viper. So we better organize our pile of eggs and eat them.
Done.
So eggs do heal. Obviously, brown eggs heal more than white eggs. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
And if you can't tell by organizing that case, there's a certain amount of to it. So also, you notice there's a situation where the nice jewel's hanging here. Now, we could shoot it to get it down, but if we shoot it, it falls in the poop.
Ah.
You gotta shoot that first, and then shoot that. So you can collect it when it does fall in the poop, but it's worth way less for obvious reasons. I love that guy who's still working. That guy's persistent. After all that death, he's just like, well, still got cows to feed. Oh, God. Oh, well.
Shit.
Nice try, buddy.
Chicken's laughing at him.
Yeah. We hated him, we're free! One thing that experience that comes from this game is that most people will shoot as soon as they do the head bob when they raise their head up. That's why they added that little dodge. But I've played it so much, they do that move every single time. So you just wait for them to be done and like, have you calmed down? Cool, I'm gonna kill you. Now, shooting the cows gets you nothing. I think shooting the chickens can get you money, but their eggs are actually more valuable, so just don't bother shooting the chickens. The real prey here are crows, obviously. Damn it.
This is before the common knowledge that crows are awesome.
Not anymore. I loved how I accidentally had that situation where I opened that barrel, nothing was in it, and then I immediately pointed my gun at a cow like I was blaming it.
Why did you put anything in there?
Waste my goddamn time. You know, for a farm, this place is full of a lot of gold.
They were loaded. Well, they were laying so many golden eggs.
Yeah, exactly. You know, for a village that's so wealthy, it looks like shit. Usually there's a guy waiting up here, but I think I attracted him down with all my shenanigans. All right, so there's another blue medallion up here in the window. There's a certain shit. There's a certain amount in this farm area, and there's a certain amount in a cemetery. In this playthrough, I'll show you how to shoot. Oh God, where'd you come from? I'll show you where all the blue medallions are.
I was about to ask if you do that.
Yep. Another way to do damage is if they're near edges, they'll fall off. I'll just slash his tendons. Calm down, chicken. Chickens aren't smart. I'm gonna do one little lap to make sure I got all the medallions that I need to get, because I think there's one up here on the roof. This is a tough one to find. Fucking shaky hands. The early pistol gets so shaky. He's such a nervous little man.
I assume you're able to get other pistols?
Yeah. I guess that doesn't technically count as a spoiler, but you're able to get upgraded. For one, you're able to get much more powerful versions of weapons. Now, you can keep your old weapons if you want to. That's your choice, but this early pistol especially is very shaky and weird.
Definitely a challenge run kind of choice.
Yeah, for sure. There's a couple of ways to definitely encroach a challenge option, because the way you handle this game can be handled in a variety of ways. Like, I mean, if you really want to challenge, you could go in all knife mode. That would be a nightmare in some situations, but imagine some have tried. So here's one. These far ones are a pain in the ass. Look, you have to be really on point, because look how much... I'm not even touching the controller right now. They just love adding that bobbing and weaving. But, you know, this was an innovation of this as well, as just the accuracy of your shots was really something they didn't see too much of. Earlier, you also saw me, if you drop down on that part of the ridge, you're able to get a beer stein. And that beer stein is an item you can sell. But we're not going to sell that yet. We're going to make it more valuable here later.
Are you going to fill it with beer?
Exactly. The golden chalice. There's no enemies here. Let's do something absurd instead. Oh god, run.
Okay.
And he's cool as a cucumber.
Must be Tuesday.
And you also get goofy speed too. I don't understand. It's such a weird part, and then he's just like, all right, back on the hunt. This place is legitimately leaking valuable things. And this is also the game where everything gets solved with a bullet. Also, these fucking bats. I don't know why they programmed the bats in this game to be like this, but they just hang out around your head and annoy you. They don't do any damage.
Yeah, that's bats.
Yep. So this area is tough. This is the dynamite zone. That guy over there holding a stick of dynamite. Now, if I'm really lucky, I can shoot the dynamite stick. But with this shaky-ass hand, that might be hard to do. There's a guy in that room, too, who has this dynamite stick. Maybe if I'm lucky, I can get that dynamite stick and take him out. But you can see, this is going to be a hard one. Oh, shit.
Hey!
Oh, man, that is a rarity on my part, too. A lot of times I shoot it like 8 times and go, ah, fuck it. I get cocky and I think I could do it here, but that's even farther away. Go on. Shit.
Oh, poor Leon's got performance anxiety.
And now these on camera. And the bats, too.
I want to pet the bat.
Just one flies into his mouth. Yeah, I've already wasted like 6 bullets, and I'm like, you know what? Forget it. There's also a guy over here with dynamite, and there's also dynamite sticks here. There's also, I would go that way, but that way is also full of bear traps. So this area is just a landmine of problems. Oh god. Dynamite sticks are deadly volatile. That's what I usually do.
Hello, spider.
Spider, just nod to him. But I thought I'd go that way, but I don't want to deal with all those bear traps, so I'll just take care of this one instead. So the trick to this is that if you stay in the front of the house, they will throw dynamite at you, so it's good to go around the outside this way. And try to deal with the people in the room as quickly as possible. I think there's another guy with a dynamite stick in here somewhere, too. Oh, God! That's not a dynamite stick.
Very sharp dynamite.
Oh, there we go. I'm just gonna keep them in the room, because obviously that has a fuse. If you keep them just holding it, they'll just blow themselves up. Oh, God. No! I lucked out. I shot the dynamite stick in midair. See, those are the panic-inducing parts.
Mm-hmm.
And why they didn't use the hand grenade they had on the table?
Wasn't it a crow?
Yeah. The crows are against me. All the flying creatures of the world are against me. That's why chickens can't fly. So this area has a couple of items that are easy to miss. Nests, very easy to miss, but they almost always hold valuable items. a red cat's eye. This is a sellable jewel, but more importantly, it's an item that we can use to make other items more valuable. Specific items, at least.
I was gonna say it's a cough drop.
Delicious. We can give it to Solid Snake in MGS4. So what you do is you go into your treasures, and certain items like this, you can slap onto other items to make them more valuable. So there's some 3 gem slots on the beer stein. If we could find all 3 gem colors, it becomes full priced. Usually I'm impatient and I don't wait for that.
So just using cheap, tacky glue, you stick a jewel onto it and it's worth more.
The people who buy it are like, oh, I love your work.
Oh, maker culture, nice.
So like the old games, saving on typewriters is the thing to do. Luckily, unlike the old games, you don't have to worry about ink ribbons, because in the old games, you had ink ribbons, which means you only had a certain amount of saves available to you. And because it was an item, it took up space in your inventory.
Yeah. I thought there was a cutscene to say, Leon.
So there's a bomb thing here. How do I deal with it? I know. Egg. You can equip it.
Oh.
But I only have 1 shot here because I don't want to use the gold eggs. And it doesn't have an aiming reticle, so this is really tough to do. I'll do it, though. Trust myself. Fucked up.
The cartoon splat, too.
It does stun enemies. I think there's an achievement for taking out some people with eggs. Again, if you're under any impression this game's 100% serious, you're just wrong.
We have entered a campground.
Yep. There's all this slamming sound. What's up with it? We heard that slamming sound like from like way far away, but it's coming from this. Spooky. Let's find out what's inside. Blam, 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 blam.
Little rough, don't you think?
Hello, Antonio Banderas.
You're...
Sorry, you were beautiful. I don't trust you.
No. You?
I hesitated.
Okay. I have only one very important question. You got
Who does your hair?
Got gum.
Yeah, Leah's hair is pretty shiny and bouncy.
Perfect. The big cheese. What?
The Zone 1 boss. You know, Leon, you kind of deserve that. You didn't even really... He was being aggressive and you immediately throw a roundhouse kick at him? Fuck you. So, here's a funny little trivia thing about this game. It's not even trivia, I just find it funny. So you heard Luis there being like, the big cheese. For whatever reason, Leon just decides this guy's name is the Big Cheese.
Canonically.
Yeah, the rest of the game he calls him the Big Cheese. Oh no.
Look, he's not a creative man.
No, he's not. Although his insults, yeah, you'll see his insults are not creative.
Unable to resist this intoxicating power.
Unfortunately.
Drugs.
Egg drugs.
Ugh.
See, we lost our coat now. Rest in peace, coat.
Hey. Hey, wake up.
You're my coat now.
Yeah.
Leon's coming on strong.
Into another. You want to tell me what's going on here? Americano, see? Now what brings a bloke like you to this part of the world?
What I think interesting about this scene is that every question that Leon asks of Luis, he misdirects. Every single question.
What, are you supposed to be a cop or something? Nah, you don't look the type. Maybe.
Man, the tension,
Right.
the sexual tension is just...
She's the president's daughter?
That's too good for a guess. Want to start explaining?
Psychic powers. Nah.
I could smell the president on her.
I overheard one of the villagers talking.
I love the look on Leon's face where he took it at 100% value. He's like, yeah, I get that. Also, what's this guy been up to? Making spaghetti?
And who might you be?
Very long way.
Me llamo Luis Serra. I used to be a cop in Madrid. But now I'm just a good-for-nothing guy who happens to be quite a ladies' man.
Why'd you quit?
I preferred men.
You put your life
Eh?
on the line.
Eh?
Nobody really appreciates you
Not that we're
nowadays.
here.
Being a hero isn't what it's cracked up to be anymore.
Used to be a cop myself. Only for a day, though.
I thought I was bad.
Yeah, I
Somehow
suck.
I managed to get myself involved with the incident.
Wow, you're the
in Raccoon
fucking
City
worst.
On my first day in the force.
That is the incident with the viral outbreak, right? I think I might have seen a sample of the virus in a lab at the department. Hey boy, I'm not dying.
Sir, what are you up to?
Do something, cop!
After you.
Just to prove how there's one of those scenes. You can die in the scene instantly. But if you do it successfully, you use your super legs to kill another victim.
Oof.
Bye, Luis.
He was my first friend.
It's Leon.
Holy shit, Hunnigan, did you see that cool fucking move that I did?
Tie it up.
You're okay, right?
I'm fine. There was a male
I'm just
civilian
too cool.
captive.
Over.
According to him, Ashley's in a church somewhere.
What happened to him?
He managed to
Jesus.
escape.
Do you have a fix on the location of that church?
Good for him?
But apparently there's a secret passage in the village that leads there. I'm heading back to the village.
The Resident Evil 8 village.
He looks at the camera.
He already is.
I mean, Resident Evil Village basically just did everything. They basically stole a bunch from this game, which is weird to say for them, but they homaged Resident Evil 4 all the time in Village. We walk this way, and a famous person shows up.
Over here, stranger.
No.
Eh. I'll see you in a moment as he just starts typing a letter.
What? All right.
I'm free. All right.
He screams.
I mean, technically you could not go down that alley, but we really want to go down that alley.
Got something that might interest you.
On the bed of your dreams.
Got a selection
I kind of wish he did like the magic wiggly
on
fingers.
sale, stranger.
So this was the first Resident Evil to add the merchant into it. So the merchant, very useful man to know. It's insinuated that he's also kind of one of these zombie dudes, but he's a friendly one. He's only interested in you buying the cool shit that you have or tuning up your weapons for you.
What are you selling?
We have quite a few things we can sell at this point. We picked up quite a few things. The chicken eggs, they say, are 3,000 each. And they're taking room in the inventory, definitely sell them.
Thank you. Is that all?
Yeah, that pearl pendant, when it's clean, is worth 10k on its own. I think when it gets damaged, it's only worth 3.
Thank you.
Beer stein right now with 1 jewel is only 10k, we'll wait.
What are you buying?
But at this point, one of the most important things you want to buy is an expansion to the size of your case.
Thank you.
Hey.
It's one of the most useful items, because also, we got some new weapons, the rifle and the TMP. Obviously, one does high damage, slow fire rate. It's nice to have the rifle. It's a long-range weapon that we don't have yet. So I always like to pick up that. One of the other weapons I pick up is usually kind of optional, but I like to pick it up for reasons I'll explain later. Which is why I'm kind of organizing the case in advance to make room for it.
Thank you.
You're tickling him as you're cycling through his stuff.
I mean, you are reaching under his coat.
You're just feeling around and hoping it's what you think it is.
Is there a rifle in here?
That's one way to put it.
A coochie coochie goo. So you can buy a rocket launcher. I never buy the rocket launcher. It's a one shot for 30k. I mean, it'll kill anything it hits, but it's expensive. TMP is always the one I'm on the fence about, because the initial TMP blows. It's just low damage, and it just runs through ammo super quick. But there's a reason I bought it, which I'll kind of show a little bit later. If we have any extra money, it's a good point to tune up your weapons, including increasing firepower, capacity, and things like that. One of the coolest recommendations I have about this, because I mentioned ammunition amounts can be an issue in this game sometimes. Upgrading capacity has the nice benefit of increasing the amount of ammo per clip you have, but also if you're out of ammo, it'll completely fill your gun with ammunition, which is a tactic you can use to really make sure, like, oh man, I really need rifle ammo. I'll up its capacity and now the ammo's full. So just a tactic I highly recommend.
Is that all?
At this point, that's as high as we can upgrade them, but you can upgrade them even further later in the game. Usually, on the final upgrade is some sort of special ability that you can give the weapon. Usually, it's like a massive increase in damage they can only get for that, and every weapon has its own unique special upgrade. We did buy a scope for our rifle, which this is a good level for that rifle. The only thing about the rifle, it is very slow. It's a bolt action, so you have to reload pretty much after every shot.
And you pretty much did this anyway before I could ask, but at this point, it's not necessarily the wrong thing to spend all the money you've gotten so far. Like, you're not going to need to save it up for later.
I mean, eventually. I mean, my idea is that if, I will make more money eventually. So, like, for me, I thought it'd be more useful to have as many weapons as I can. And the upgrades are legitimately powerful. But you don't have to do it that way. Some people just choose to buy the weapons they really like and wait for the upgrades to be later. And I might do that at certain points. But at this point, I need all the strength I can get. This is a pretty tough area. It's full of guys. But there's a nice tactic I like to use in this area because it really starts filling up with dudes, and the dudes will start killing themselves, which is a good ammo saving tack. I'll go into here, and I'm gonna wait right here. Early part gives you enough range to shoot these guys if you want to use your rifle, but pistol's just a lot quicker. Oh god, missing everything. But what starts happening is that dynamite dudes start coming down.
Aha, and you're too far away.
Well, no, it's even worse than that. They program these guys terribly. Watch. He throws it, it bounces off the stairs, bounces back to him, and blows him up. And they all have that problem. So they'll gather up like this. I just wait for the dynamite guy to show up to do my job for me. Watch.
Catch Charlie.
So I killed like 4 guys with a single pistol round? Also, as you notice, when people get near edges, they will fall off on a shot. Kick! Kick that guy off the edge.
Oh, damn.
Again, super Leon legs. Buttery biscuit legs.
Those are twice baked biscuits.
Yep. Thick dough. So, thing about this game that you have to pay attention to, though, is that items that enemies drop do have a time limit before they disappear. So try to scoop them up as much quickly as you can. If you don't, oh well. Ooh, another dynamite guy to save me problems. Thank you.
Ah, fuck this.
I think I just shoot this guy in the dick. Oh, never mind. I get this guy to do my job for me. This area is tough, but when the enemies kill your enemies for you, not too bad. Money! I think that's most of the reinforcements up at this point.
Just that one dude on the catwalk.
He's just pointing at me. You son of a bitch! This is a good point for the rifle. See, the music is also a good indication that there's enemies nearby, because the music will stop when the enemies disappear. This one takes a long time to reload on its initial version.
Yeah, that's it. You definitely don't want to use that with an enemy in your face.
Oh, it happens, though, sometimes when you're firing and they're running up at you, and you're like, shit, shit, shit.
What happened?
That's why a lot of times between enemy things, I will reload even if it's only like one shot fired, because that could put you in a bit of a rough situation.
Now, what does it take for their heads to explode? Is that randomized, or is it a specific spot you have to shoot?
It's random, really. If you really focus particularly on their heads, any like headshot that would kill usually will blow their heads off.
Feels like that's most of the headshots you've gotten, though. Like, that was their ear.
Yeah. But if you notice, like, there was one guy I shot only with one bullet and his head blew off. Some guys you shoot them 5 times in the head and they just keep on flinching and they don't die. It's very random. But, so post-game of this in the New Game Plus, whenever you play this game again, outside of a couple of benefits it has, one of the things it does is you start the game with whatever weapons you had at the end of the game. So you find out via that way that these enemies all have fixed HP values. They don't adjust. So you go into that game post-game, you're killing people in like one shot. In the early game, at least. The early game becomes much more of a cakewalk. So a big thing about this area of the level is we're trying to collect these 2 items to open a big door. I don't know. And then again, in Resident Evil style, weird areas have very weird technology. Ooh, a barrel.
I did it.
I got it on my system, yay! One thing that was really impressive about this game, because I remember when it came out, was how impressive the fires looked. Again, this is a game for the GameCube, so this would have been 2003 or 4, I think? I'll have to look it up again when the date came out. But either way, very early 2000s.
I think the title screen said 2005.
Yeah, so this game was a real looker, even though like you can tell they kind of budgeted the textures of the wall. This is the classic like, let's just paint the texture on the like that. Those rocks look like a painted texture, but oh well. There's one nice benefit of being an old game. This thing is running at a very smooth 60 FPS. There's still enemies around here somewhere. Oh, there they are.
You rang.
So, I don't know why they flinched, but thank you.
It was loud.
Ow. So there's certain areas in this area, like especially here, will cause enemy reinforcements when you're standing in certain areas. One of them is near that house, and one of them is at the top of this, which is one of the reasons you want to buy the rifle, because this is a really good area to use the rifle. And they know it is because nearly every time, these almost always drop rifle ammo. This is where a big wave of enemies start running up the hill to get me. Oh, thank you, barrier. I was very lucky.
Good effort, champ.
We're gonna try our luck with the rifle here.
Wow.
One nice thing about the rifle is if you don't use your zoom in, it is very steady. If you zoom in, it is very shaky. Oh god, oh god.
No, I can do it.
I mean, he's doing it. Sometimes that guy will actually start climbing up the barrier with his head blown off. It's really funny looking. Now, usually another handful, there comes some more guys, so I'm in just a good spot to snipe them from a distance. But you can see where the nerves come from on the bolt action.
Yeah.
Because of that. That's where it starts nervous, especially when you miss. Oh god. Like this is really nerve-wracking. That's why I use the freeze time of pausing trick. Oh, I just missed everything. Thank god he missed too.
Yeah. And then?
Wow, they're all missing. I'm gonna show you how to miss real good.
Damn, I was aiming between them.
Somehow I hit 3 heads. That was pretty incredible.
I can't breathe out of my arm.
My kills. That ate through a lot of my ammunition. Oh well. I like to also go through all my weapons and just fully load them, like Herbie. And you notice I didn't use the TMP at all. Because again, the TMP is shit. At the base level, I should say. At the base. It has a use, just not right now.
Saving it for when you can upgrade it.
Yeah, and there's also an item that the merchant sells later that makes it better.
Different gun.
That will always make it better. You know, with all this extra money, you think you'd be able to fix the lockers, but... I already have another health upgrade. That went pretty smooth. Because if you play... I mean, playing that area can be tough depending on how you play it. There's definitely a tactics that you utilize, and the tactic I always push is make sure you're in a place where you can't get flanked. So that's why I always put my back against a wall. It's always the safest bet. I love the classic, it's the vintage thing of Resident Evil, is they have these unexplained puzzles that just don't make any sense. In this game in particular, like, I think they took notes from people that said the puzzles in like 1, 2, and 3 were too complicated because they added a bunch of puzzles in here, but man, the puzzles in this game are baby level. They are so simple. I love these people, they're just filling barrels with ammunition but never using guns. Take that, box.
Well, they don't have any ammo now.
I keep on taking it.
They keep putting it in barrels.
Maybe they just have a bunch of ammunition and only one gun. I just have to find it. Ooh, a mask. I want that mask. We can't get it from there.
If I wear that, they won't know it's me.
Ah, Mardi Gras, come this way. See, I love the roundhouse kick when you shoot him in the leg. Wait. I love pausing in mid-death. Stop! Because that guy sinks into hell. Oh, God. You know, if a guy walked up and started slashing me in the dick, I would probably react similarly.
Yeah.
Man, the one thing I will have to do on some of my further playthroughs is give you guys a chance to look at the covers of the ammunition. The Jackal just has a wolf on it, despite being called Jackal. I think the creators of the game don't know what a Jackal are. And here's a tricky little carnival game area. This room. Dynamite guys. Bear traps everywhere. Big trick is I just stun these guys until they blow themselves up. And you just hide behind that and they kill themselves. These guys are just dumb. Yeah, this area is really pain in the ass because a lot of enemies drop things, but there's like 800 bear traps in this fucking room. There's a shy man waiting behind that door.
I'm not ready.
It's Leon. The thing that made me mad is I think there's ammo over there that drops, but because of all these fucking bear traps, I don't get to it on time. Plus, it was what's in the oven. Baked goods. It's right there. I noticed it and went, oh, I want it. I just blew that guy up into bio meat. Okay, this guy should be dead.
Should be.
I start getting frustrated. I've shown him the hit like 5 times and he's just like, oh, God damn it.
Oh, nice.
I love it. I wish the bear trap would have.
I thought that was an egg.
That would be pretty tasty from there. What made me mad is I shot that guy in the head like 5 times, nothing. Shoot him in the thigh, he's dead. this point, I really don't need to do that anymore, but it is satisfying to close those things.
Revenge.
So this is how you get to the mask. You go to the other side of the room and hop through here. This is another item with some etched things on them. Unfortunately, you can't use the cat's eye you picked up before to fill those jewel spaces, but there will be some jewels we find later we could put into place. So once again, don't want to sell those ones in a rush.
And it's not an additive thing where the price of the gem gets added, but more than the price of the gem?
Well, yeah, it's not quite 1-to-1, where it's like that plus that. It actually gets more valuable overall. My attaché case, even with the new one, is starting to fill up quite a bit. And I'll talk about the benefit now with the, at this point, with the TMP. So Matt mentioned ammunition can be a little bit tricky. In older versions of this, I wouldn't buy the TMP because I liked the high damage per shot sort of thing. But I found the issue that I couldn't keep ammo that well. By having the TMP, for whatever reason, I don't have ammo restriction issues as much. I think it's just because we have more options to waste enemies and not lose ammo. This guy's an easy to take out. One shot to the thigh, couple of slashes, good to go. But there's something important we gotta do at the bottom of that ladder. Go swimming! There's a more important thing to do than swimming.
Go fishing!
You're correct.
Yay!
We are going fishing, but we're looking for a particular one. Big boy. I moved things in my inventory for a reason. I will take the large bass, which takes up room in your inventory.
Wow.
Whole ass fish. Big fish does sell for a decent amount. But the unfortunate thing is he does take up a lot of room in your case.
Can you eat him?
I don't think I've tried. I think it would be a waste. It would be funny if he did, though. You know what? We will test that because there's other areas we can get fish.
Tasty.
Yummy! Wow, they really half-assed the defense of that area. Another situation where you could get a dirty jewel, but I'd rather get a clean one with a bullet hole in it, which they don't seem to care about.
Don't want a poopy mask.
I just throw it in there for the aesthetic.
I can't smell.
Lost it long ago.
I lost my sense of smell in Raccoon City.
Name's more accurate than you'd think.
So this area, you can blow up some crows, thank God. Most of them flew away, but that one, because it stayed there, Darwinism and all that.
As a goth, I'm mildly offended by this game.
So we found a house with a giant open staircase with the most difficult puzzle ever. The door puzzle. This is a complicated thing. Let me show you how to do it. We did it. That is about the level of puzzles you get in this fucking game. Man, look at this cocky guy. Just loves to put the same picture of himself everywhere.
Right. So I can watch you at any angle.
Your time to read this in a voice you choose.
As instructed by Lord Sadler, I have the agent in confinement alive. Why keep him alive? I do not fully understand what the Lord's intentions are. I would, however, think he'd keep them separate, not combine them together as has been ordered. 250. I did expect Louise would trust a stranger, but if by chance they did cooperate, the situation could get a bit more complicated. If for some reason an unknown third party is involved, I don't think they'd let a chance like this slip by. But maybe it's all Lord Sadler's ploy, leaving us vulnerable so that this third party will surface, if they even exist, that is. It's an unlikely possibility, but if a prowler is already amongst us, then our plans could be ruined. I guess the Lord thinks it's worth the risk if we're able to stop whatever conspiracy is at work. At any rate, it's the Lord's call. We will trust his judgment, as always.
This is the Big Cheese's room. Let's see how the Big Cheese dresses. He doesn't. He just keeps a single thing of gold in his dresser.
He just bathes in money.
Just lays in his room rubbing coins on his nips. Yes. We found the key to get into that church area.
Now, see, if you had gotten that key before and then you got the door, that could be a good hint as to how to solve it. Ignoring that it's really easy, but still.
But no. This also makes no sense, by the way.
Nuestro jefe se cuidará de la rata. Si la plaga es mucho mejor que la nuestra.
Painting staring at me.
Where the hell did he come from? I just imagine him doing the cartoonish tippy toe behind him.
You carry the same blood as us, it seems. Nevertheless, you're an outsider. Just remember, if you become unpleasant to our eyes, you'll face severe consequences.
I'm going to bed to take a nap.
And clean myself.
Same blood.
So later, we're gonna go in that room and find out what he's doing with all those coins.
Shit, where are they?
I'm filthy.
I love how on the nose Rasputin that guy is. Like, they don't
Right.
even try not to make him look like Rasputin in a coat. Also, I love this painting where it's just him directly looking at the camera, glaring.
I guess that's supposed to be foreshadowing.
Yeah, I kind of like him because you kind of look and go, oh, it looks like he's staring at me. Oh, shit. Yes, it shows at that point that we are suffering from a legitimate infection of whatever we got injected with.
He's like, you got the same blood as us. Ooh.
I didn't know they injected you with it.
Why don't they tell me these things? I'm the big cheese, damn it.
Is it because I also smell like cheese? I just don't want to be around me.
Maybe I need to stop bathing with coins.
That might be my first problem.
Cheese coins.
I mean, at this point, if they're still voting him in, I mean, maybe they like the smell.
I like my boys extra cheesy.
Well, didn't we establish they can't smell?
Oh, that's true. Well, Leon can't smell.
Yeah.
I hope if you go back into that room, he's like in his jammies.
Sad in pajamas.
he's under the covers.
Privacy, please.
Sucking his thumb.
Oh, man. I really hope that's the case. I guess we'll find out next time. Jamie times with Rasputin.
Rasbed time.